Welcome to today's video. Today I will be showing you how to cut perfect corset blouse. So in this video today, I'm going to be explaining to you on how you can get it step by step. All you need to do is to watch this video to the end for you to understand what I'm doing. Now, first of all, you measure 7 inches. 7 inches. I'm making it off shoulder. 7 inches. Now, after the 7 inches, straight to your breast point. This is my breast point here. 7 inches means my upper bust. 12 inches is my breast point. And my under bust is 16 inches. And my waist is 18 inches plus my sewing allowance makes it 19 inches. Now I'm going to be making this line now straight before I start my full work. So after I finish making this straight line, the next line I will be taking now is my nipple to nipple. Please, this is my breast point, right? And the next one that I want to put now is my nipple to nipple. Now, nipple to nipple has calculation. And this breast point also, it has calculation. Please, I've made video on how to calculate your padded nipple to nipple and your padded breast point. Please go to my video and watch the video so that you will know how to calculate your bust, your breast point and your nipple to nipple. You can't just decide that this is your nipple to nipple. I've made the video and check on how to calculate your padded nipple to nipple and your breast point. The video is there. So I have calculated my nipple to nipple. My nipple to nipple is 9 inches. Now that 9 inches, I'm going to divide it into 2. Now I divide my nipple to nipple into 2. Like I said, my nipple to nipple is 9 inches. After calculating it, I fold my tape into 2. What I got for my nipple to nipple now is 4.5. So it's 4.5. I'll be taking from this up here down to the full length. So I'm going to take this my 4.5 up to the full length. So I've made this to the full length. Please, in case if you have any question on this work, drop your comment on the comment board. I'm going to reply you back. Now, after taking this line here is very, very important. This is my breast point, and this line here to here is my nipple to nipple. Now, after that, I'm going to remove 1 inch from my waist here. I hope you see the line. Let me make it bolder so that you can see it very well. Very, very important. Now, I'm going to remove 1 inch from this side here and ½ inch from this side. For my corset blouse, I remove 1 inch. I come to this side, I remove ½ inch. This ½ inch is okay, but people remove 1, but I'm okay with this ½ inch. Sometimes I don't remove at all. It's because I'm making corset, that's why I'm removing this, even this half. I'm not supposed to remove that. So after that, I come to this my breast point. This breast point here, please take note of this place. You go up by 1 inch, you come down by 1 inch. See what I'm doing here? I go up by 1 inch and I come down by 1 inch. Why I go up by 1 inch and come down by 1 inch? Because if I take my curve from this point to meet with my underbust, it's going to have pencil on the mouth side. But for me to avoid that pencil, that is why I always come down by 1 inch and go up by 1 inch. When I'm covering it, you will see the reason why I go up and come down by 1 inch. Now, after I've done with this work, I go up now. Please, you take your shoulder measurement. My shoulder is 8 inches. I hope you understand this teaching. It's 8 inches. Whatever you get for your shoulder, you use it for your armhole. Remember, I have already removed 7 inches upper for my upper bust. I removed 7 inches. Now, this time around, I'm going to remove 8 because of my armhole. I hope you get it. Because of my armhole, I remove 8 inches. Alright, so this one serves as my, I hope you see it, as my armhole. Alright, Now after that, I'm going to take this line straight to the end here. Don't worry, you can understand this work very well. This is perfect corset blouse. When you follow this method and make your corset, you will see how easy it comes out. Now after that, let's go further. Come from this upper side here. Come for this upper side. Come down by 2 inches. Come down by 2 inches. I'm making it bold so that you will see it. From this up here, you come down by 2 inches. I hope you understand it. Now after that, you take your tape again. You go in by ½ inches. From these 2 inches, go in by ½ inches. Alright, I hope you see what I did now. From up, you come down, I come down by 2 inches. From these 2 inches, I take my tape and go in by ½ inches. Now I'm going to take this ½ inches. I'm going to make this straight line to meet with my breast point. Remember, I said this is my breast point. Now I take my ruler, make sure that I take this line, this ½ inches, to meet with my breast point. For you to measure that this is exactly ½ inches, you take your tape to measure this. Yes, mine is ½ inches. So I'm okay like this. Now I come to this my armhole. Please pay attention very well because this is corset blouse, not ordinary padded. You have to take it easy. Now I come from this my armhole, the length, this armhole side here. I hope you're seeing this chalk here. I come in by ½ inches. See what I do here? From this down, this my armhole side, I come in by ½ inches. Are you seeing it? Please, if you don't understand, drop your message for me. I will explain to you again back. From this armhole, I come in by ½ inches. Now I'm going to connect this, make straight line to meet with this my breast point, just like what I did at this middle part. Now I take my ruler, I take straight line. Alright, make sure that from this half I come in, I take it straight to meet with my breast point. Please, when you're when you're cutting your corset blouse, make sure you use brown paper like this to cut your corset blouse. After that, you now transfer it to the main fabric. Don't cut off corset blouse direct from your main fabric. So make sure that your dress is on fold. You will fold your dress. You will fold your dress when cutting it. But because I'm using pattern, I do not fold it. But when you are cutting yours, you fold it. I'm using this for practice. So this side now is the middle side. When I'm done with it, you will see what I mean about that. Now after I have gotten what I want, the next thing to do now is to come to this upper side here. I go this side. I'm going to remove 1 inches or 1.5. Whatever you remove from this down part, that is what you remove at the upper side. Remember, I took out from this side 1 inches. Like I said, you can remove 1.5, but in my video, I like taking 1 inches. 1 inches is okay. Now I remove 1 inches from this side to this side, ½ inches. I hope you see it, ½ inches. Sometimes I don't remove at all, like I said earlier. Now after we have done with this, the next thing to do now is to connect my work together. Please use your French curve to do your work. Now I place my French curve like this. See your French curve. Take it. Make sure that this French curve meets with this underbust here. This French curve must meet with this and meet with this one that I draw that from the armhole. Remember, I draw from this armhole to meet with my breast point. I press it like this. I make the curve. Please, when you are making corset blouse, use French curve for your work. You can't use hand to curve it unless you are perfect for that. Use French curve. French curve will make the work comes out very, very well. So I'm making the chalk to be thicker so that you will see what I'm doing. I've take ½ inches from this side, as in I've made the curve from my armhole to meet to the one I took out. So after this, the next I will be taking is my this other side here, and I take my French curve again. I turn it to curve this one. This is my breast point side and this is my underbust. So I'm going to be curving it together. I curve it like this to meet with this line here. So I'm going to make this chalk to be thick so that you will see it very well. You see, I'll curve this side here. From this point, I curve it to this. In fact, each time I make this corset blouse, people used to like it very, very well. It comes out very, very perfect. Now from my point here, I take it straight to meet to this half. Like I said, you may not remove, you may just remove little, or this half is okay, or 1/4 is okay, especially for the middle part. Now after that, the next I will be taking now, I will be connecting from this one up here to meet with this one. So you're gonna see how this place will come out, because for me to avoid the sharpness at this point, I take my my fresh curve like this. See what I'm doing? I press my fresh curve to meet to this one I come down with, and meet to this one here. Are you seeing it? All right. Why am I doing this? Because I don't want this the sharpness to come out. I take it, you see, it will avoid the sharpness here. You see? So I'm going to take it again to meet this upper side. I take it to meet to the upper side. So to avoid that sharpness at the middle part. In case if you are making normal part there, this is what you will do. The same thing I'm doing, so that is what you will do. Alright, so I've gotten my one side of my corset blouse. So remember not to put allowance. Don't put allowance yet on a black brown paper. It's when you are taking it to your main fabric, that is when you will start to add allowance on it, and I'm going to show you how you'll be adding allowance on it. But on the black brown paper like this, don't add any allowance on it. Just leave it like that. When you take it to your main fabric, you will not start adding your allowance on it. Now I come to this other side to curve this one. Now I place my this. Make sure you follow that one line that you come down with here to avoid sharpness, and take it up like this. All right. Now when you finish making this dress, there will not be any sharpness on this. The work will be very. See what I've made here. I've curved my. This is the middle part. This is the side part. Now I will be removing my armhole. This is my armhole before my first armhole. Now I'm not going to be using this thing now as my armhole. My new armhole will start from this side. So I take my French curve and press it. Remember I said from this my nipple to nipple, I go in here. I measure from here to here 1 inch. It's from that 1 inch I'll be pressing my French curve to meet to this my former armhole that I come in by 1/2 inch. I press it to collect my original armhole. Now this is my armhole now. This is my new armhole. I hope you understand what I'm doing now. This is my armhole. This is my armhole. Now for the neck, this is how I'm going to be taking my neckline. Depends the neckline of your choice. You can take like this. From this, remember I come to this side by 1/2 inch. You can take round neck like this. Are you seeing it? Okay. Please ask your question so that I will explain again to you. I want you to understand this very, very well, because this is corset blouse. You don't joke with it. You do it gently so that you understand it very well. This is the neckline. This is my armhole. In case if you don't want this neckline, you want V-neck, you want sweetheart neck, you take your this like this and take your sweetheart neck like this. Depends. It's different. All right. I hope you see it. this one now is for the sweetheart neck. This one is for the round neck. You see, my corset blouse has come out very well. Note, it doesn't give any stress on it. It's very, very good. Now after that, remember the corset stop from the underbust. You now take the line straight down. You take your line straight down like this. Straight down like this. See? You take it straight down like this, and it's good to go. Maybe if you are adding any design on this side, it is where you be adding your corset design, and you can just be creative. Look for any design of a thing and attach it down. Now after I'm done with this corset work, the next thing is to do now is to take my right measurement. Now my round bust, don't take any measurement why you have your before doing the work. Is after you have finished drawing your corset, that is when you will start to collect your round bust, your full body measurement. All right, my round bust here is 10.5. My round bust is 42. 42 divided by 4 is 10.5. This is my 10.5 here. Please take note of this particular thing I'm doing here. Don't make mistake, please. In case if you don't understand it, ask me question. I'm going to answer you. Now, after you have taken your right measurement here, mine is 10.5. This 10.5 here, remember, I'm going to be cutting out 1.5. Remember, this one here and this half here. I'm going to add this thing all together to this side. I add my 1.5 that I'm cutting out and add sewing allowance. Please, I advise you add enough allowance. You can add 4 inches allowance. You can add 3 inches allowance. You better have enough allowance. After you finish sewing your dress, you can trim off the excess. All right? Then you don't have anyone to rely on. Just add enough allowance on this work. After everything, you trim the excess out. Now I'm adding 3 inches for my work because I want to use it to cut my dress, the dress I'm making. Now, okay, let me add 4. Like I said, to be on the safer side, I add 4 inches. When I'm done with my work, I trim out the excess. Now I come to my underbust. Here. This is my underbust. All right. Come to my underbust. My underbust is 8.5. I divide my measurement into 4. This is 8.5 like this. I add the 1.5 that I'm cutting out. That is 1 inches here, half inches here. If I join it together, it's 1.5. Now I'm adding the 1.5 first. Very important to add that one out because after everything, it's still going to short. So just add enough allowance. I add my 4 inches. Now after that, I come to this my waist side. My waist is 9 inches. Okay, my 9 inches. The 1.5 I'm cutting out. This is my 1.5, and I must add this. It's very, very important. I add my 4 inches. Please add 4 inches. Add 4 inches so that you will not get short material. No. After you see some people say my material did not reach you, it's just add. You don't need to start stressing yourself. When you are done with everything, you cannot trim it off. After that, I connect it. I connect everything together. So I'm going to be cutting it now for you to see how it comes out. My corset is almost ready. So I'm going to be cutting out this side first of all. But before cutting your corset blouse, after drafting it, go through it again. Go through it again like 2 times, even 3 times to see whether you have made mistake. All right, before you start using scissors to cut your work. Don't just finish the first time and start to cut. No. When I was going to fashion school, that is what they taught us. After finish your drafting, go through it again over and over so that you know what you are doing. So the next thing to do now is to cut this side. I start cutting like from this side and follow the cutting. Why I'm taking this time to teach this work? Because I want you to get it right. So this, I come to this side, I cut like this. See, that sharpness for the breast point is not going to be there. When you get to this place, so don't cut everything out first. Just be leaving it. Just see the way I leave like this. So I come to this side. I cut it from this side again. This is what I'll be doing till I come to where I want it. So follow what I did. This is the middle part here. So when you finish this work, you see how easy it comes out. This is the neck. Depends what you want. Let me take this my round neck. I like using favorite neckline. So don't cut it out finish. Just stop somewhere there. Please come to this side. Come to this side. Like I said, this is my original armhole now. Remember, this is the first one. This is the original one now. So I'm going to take it to make sure that it goes straight down. And make sure that my allowance, everything follows it. So after I've cut it, the next thing to do now is to cut. See my original armhole. Now you can now cut it out. See, this thing has number itself already. So I'm going to be numbering it. So I've cut it out. So look at this one here. I'm cutting it out. I hope you understand it. After I've trimmed it, this is that next side like this. Are you getting it? Okay. So I'm going to cut this half. Cutting it out. It's out already. So I'm going to number it now, one by one. Alright. When you are done with this, the cutting, look at the way I set it. Make sure that this is the middle one will be on fold. After you finish it, you use it. This is the main one that I cut. I use this one now. I use this one that I cut to cut this one. Look at it here. To cut this one. Look at it. This one I draft, and I use this to cut this one. This one is another one that I draft. I use this to cut this. Look at it. This corset, when you are pressing it, you'll be very careful so that you will not make mistake. Look at, I use this to cut this. Now this is the middle part. You don't need to use this. I use this to cut this one because it's supposed to be on fold. This middle part is supposed to be on fold. But in case you are cutting it different, this is how it's going to come out. This is the main one I draft. See the chalk there, and I use it to draft to cut this one. After that, you now set it. See the neckline as it comes out. This is my neckline. Remember, I take half round neck. This is my round neck, and this is my armhole. You see how everything comes out perfectly. See, this is my armhole now. This is my neckline. The neckline is there already. All they need to do is to just join everything. And this is my another armhole again. This is my neckline here and my armhole. See? So for you to get it right, use your biro to number it. Now this is my number side. Now side is this. Another side is this. Side 1, this side 1, and this another side 2. Side. So that's why side 1, side 1, side 1, side 2, side 1, side 2. Alright, why am I doing this? For me to get to know how to add it together, how to join it together. So take note of this numbering. And this is the middle part here. You number your middle part as center. As you see, center. Center. This is my center. Center 1, center 2. Side 1 and side 2. I hope this is another side, the bigger side. So just number it. This is corset blouse, not ordinary padded. So you have to number it. You see what I did here? So, but when you are cutting your dress from your main fabric, before this is what I would transfer to my main fabric. You use brown paper So this brown paper, I'll be using this over and over in case I want to cut any of my dress as a corset. I use my brown paper for my pattern for it to do that. All I need to do is to trace it. Since I've already marked it, I know that this is my side. These are the side 1, side 2, another side again here, side 1 and side 2. You can know how to, you can put A and B the way that you understand it. All right, see, it's very, very good. So when you are done with everything, please, the next very important thing you will do is to notch the point. Let me notch it for you to see. You see, I've notched it. This is my breast point. Why did I notch this? Is for me to know where my breast point is. The same time, you trace this breast point here and notch it. Notch all the necessary lines. So when you are joining your corset, there will not be any different. They're nothing like one goes up, one comes down. It must be, as when you're joining this, you use pin. Example, you are joining this to this together. You use pin to hold this, to hold it first before sewing it. Now, when you want to take it to your main fabric, remember when I'm cutting it, I did not add any allowance on it. But when you are transferring it to your main fabric, please, you're gonna add allowance. Don't sew like that. Add allowance. Add ½ inches this side on the main fabric, ½ inches this side, ½ inches this side, ½ inches everywhere. Make sure that you on the fabric. Let me use this my fabric to do it. Now, as if I'm cutting it for my fabric like this. See how I will be adding my allowance. I will take my tape and add allowance like this. I add allowance like this. I'm giving an illustration for you to know it. I just press it like this and add this allowance like this. No, me, I always add enough allowance, so when I'm done, I can now trim it off. So this is what I will do. I'm going to be taking this allowance like this. So when I will take it like this. I hope it's what I'm doing now. I will take it like this. You see the allowance I add? This allowance I add is half inches. You can add 3/4 allowance. Like I said, always add allowance on your work. When you are done with it, you trim it off. So to avoid anything like my cloth is no ritual, no, just add allowance. So this is how I add my own allowance. So when I'm joining it, there will not be any shortage of fabric on it. After that, I trace this line, this chalk. Now I trace the cutting and cut it. The same thing I will do for the rest of my corset pattern. That is how to cut perfect corset blouse. Don't worry yourself about cutting. Just follow this way. When you are done, maybe you want to add a design on this side. You try any design, any trimmings and add on it. It's very simple. Follow this method. You will see your corset blouse comes out very, very perfect. All right, give it a try. You see how easy it is. Very, very easy and good. Please, I want you to please, if you have not subscribed before watching my video, do me well to subscribe on this my channel, like my video and share my video. Look down on that red button down there and subscribe for me. Please support me by subscribing my channel, like my video, and share this work to the next people, that to your friends that don't know about it. Share it to them for them to watch it and know about this corset blouse. It's very, very easy. Give it a try and you got it the way I'm doing it. It's very, very easy to make. God bless you so very much for taking your time to watch my video. I love you so much. Bye bye. Thank you.